Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapBookingWithMe.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram. Today I am making a masterboard, and what I'm making out of that masterboard, or what I want to make out of that masterboard, is some butterfly charms. And you know, they can just be tags or whatever, but they can clip to your spine of your journal, or pockets in your journal, or even pages in your journals. And I'm using some bulb clips. We have these listed in the shop. I think they're the Dritz, D-R-I-T-Z brand of bulb clips. A lot of the Tim Holtz stuff is on back order, manufacturer delays and things, so we don't have any of his, but we do have the Dritz version of these bulb clips. So I'm going to be using those, and I need to get my little tiny circle punch. Here it is, and I will be, nope, that's the bigger one. I need the smaller one than that. Here's the smaller one. See, they're both purple handles, so yep, here's the teeny tiny smaller one. And then I have some of the butterflies fussy cut out from, well, butterflies and moths, I guess, cut out from the digitals that Betty Renfro did for us, just exclusively for Scrapbooking with Me. And we have all of those listed on our blog, and I will leave you a link in the description box below for those. But there's all kinds of butterflies and birds, and I just thought that those would be very cute in the centers of my charms I'm making today. I have, as you can tell, an overflow of scraps in my scrap pile, my scrap bowl, and I need to use them up. So I'm just going to go through here. This is a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock. I like covering up cardstock that I would otherwise not use. And this is just solid cardstock that's in my stash of scrapbooking supplies. And I'm just not going to use it. So I'm going to do something else with it. And go ahead and use it in my masterboard here. So I'm just going to pick out some papers. I'm probably going to do mostly strips, just because it's easier for the masterboard to come together when I do that, when I use strips of scrap. So I'm probably going to do that. I'm going to put it on with some Collage Podge. This is matte Collage Podge, and we are totally out of this, and our supplier no longer carries it. So I don't know if Aleene's has discontinued it, or it's just our supplier because Aleene's wasn't sending it, and so they couldn't keep a good supply, or what it was. But we do have Mod Podge, and it's the paper version of Mod Podge that is acid free, just like this, and it's matte. So we do have Mod Podge paper, the paper version, in the shop. So if you need some Podge, some decoupage, you can get that over on scrapbookingwithme.com. This is going to be a floral theme, and so I'm getting out my florals out of my scrap pile, and I'll probably also have maybe some book page on here somewhere too. But I'm already loving how this is looking. Yes, I love that. I got lots of florals in here. So I'm just going to do that. I'm not going to ink anything, putting it down. I'm just going to overlap everything, put it down with Collage Podge, and I'll be right back to show you the finished masterboard all covered up. Now I have finished covering this 12 by 12 cardstock. I'm going to cut off all of my excess around the edges. We're going to spray it a little bit, and I think I'm going to stamp a little bit, and I'll show you that process. very shabby chic looking, I think. I'm going to add a little bit of Rustic Wilderness ink and some picked raspberry ink. I've got the oxide spray of both of those. Now, someone asked in the comments a little while back why I didn't spray with my sprays. I just took it out and blobbed it on. I just like the way it looks a little better. Now, if I do use the actual pump, I don't push it down. I almost said mash. There we go. Mash. I don't push it down all the way, the plunger all the way. I just barely do a little. Well, you got to get it up into the stem first. But when I do use the sprayer, I just barely do it like that. See? It gets you that little. Because if you spray really fast all the way down, you're going to get this plume of like a circular thing on your project. And I don't like how that looks. So I just do a barely little spray of it like that. This one I'm going to take the stem off and do my own little dots all around it. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut this out. Of course, after all of this gets dry, I'll have to use my drying tool. And I think I'm going to spritz it just a little bit with some water where these big green spots are. And get a little bit of a run going. I like that. And I don't want the green to be just all in one place. And I don't really want a lot of lines on here. So when I get it traveling where I want it to go, then I'm going to blot it with my messy rag. Okay, so I've got it traveling around a good bit. I'm going to blot lines because I don't really want that on there. And then when I'm blotting like this, it's going to give another little texture point to it. It's going to give me some little like blotchy points where I've used the rag. Just kind of blotting off all the lines. And then I will go over this part that really got a little too much water maybe in that spot. Go over it a little bit more with the picked raspberry, and then I'm going to help it along and dry it. I'm going to brighten this spot up since I got way too much green there. I'm going to put some white specks with the Picket Fence from Tim Holtz Picket Fence spray. Brighten that up just a little bit. It got a little too muddy right there, but we're okay because, you know, we're going to cut it all up. Remember, mixed media, especially masterboards, look like a hot mess until you make whatever your project is with it. So don't have a fit if you're making a masterboard and you think, oh gracious, that does not look good. Once you get it all cut up, it's going to look beautiful. All right, we're going to be stamping a little bit on this once I get all of this ink dried, but I gotta get this ink really good and dry before I come in with a script stamp and just willy-nilly every once in a while put some ink down with that stamp. All right, I've got some Brilliance ink and a little script stamp, and I'm just going to kind of ink up the middle of it and put some script writing in a few places on this, and it'll just give us a little bit more accent whenever we start cutting out our pieces or shapes. I like that. I like how that looks. Now, of course, if you're making a masterboard, you don't have to spray it. You don't have to put any kind of ink on it. You don't have to stamp it if you don't want to. You do you. If you don't like grunge, you don't have to do any of this extra on top. You can just put down your pieces of your masterboard and then start cutting it out. But I like grunge. And I love how that inking is looking. I want to do another on this corner down here. And maybe another right here. And one more there. I like that. And I think we're good. Just off stamp in a few places. There. Okay, and as you saw there, I didn't even use an acrylic block. I like the absence of some of it on the edges. And if I would have used an acrylic block, it holds the stamp really well. And then we would have got a full square of script, and I don't want that. Now, I have this little notepad that is a circle, and it is approximately 2 1/8 in diameter, and it is big enough that if I cut circles out of this, that when I put my butterflies in the middle of it, you're still going to be able to see the collage part around the butterfly, even with these big ones. But then the butterfly will be able to be right in the center. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip this over. It's dry enough that I am comfortable with that. And then I'm going to start cutting out circles. And I'm going to use my Sharpie pen and just going to start tracing this circle on my masterboard. So the way I have used this circle notepad, circular notepad, I can get 25 circles out of this one masterboard. But I've just went ahead and gone on the edge of both sides. I'm going to cut these circles out, cut the circles out around them, and then I'll come back and show you what they look like from the front. We're going to ink them up and adhere our butterflies on and make our little charms. And here are the circles that I got cut out. And I have 8 butterflies cut out, I think 9 circles, so I'll need to cut out another butterfly to go on these to finish these up. I'm using the Walnut Stain Oxide ink, and I'm going to ink around all the edges of these. I think I'm just going to absolutely love how these turn out. And don't worry if you're cutting out circles and you don't get them perfectly circular. That one's got a little nub on the edge of it. Circles are the hardest shape for me to cut out. I don't know about anybody else, but they are. And I've tried all the tricks, and they still are a little difficult for me. The cutting, like cutting here, cutting there, cutting there, and then you've just got the little curves to do. That is the easiest, and I've showed that on a video before. But you just kind of cut it out in a square, and then you just cut the edges or the curves. And that does help me a little bit with cutting out circles. Now, when you get this process done, you could add more stamping if you wanted to. You could add more inking, more splatters to the top if you wanted to. Have a few of these with that nice pink polka dot paper on it. I like that. All right, and then this last one, get it inked around the edges. And this was some dark, like maroon color cardstock. If I want to, I will add some coffee stained or tea stained paper on the back, but I'll do that later. I'm going to get all of my circles turned the way I want to put butterflies on. Look at that one with the ladies on it. I like that one. Here we go. That one is the most plain of all of them, I think. So I think I will put a larger butterfly on that one. Let's see if I do that. The wings are going to, yeah, I think it'll be fine. I'm going to cut that one out. I like the green on that. We'll go with the green on that. What you'll be able to see anyway, since this is a larger butterfly. And I do still have this much of the masterboard left that I'll need to cut up and make something out of. So when I'm fussy cutting, I just try to leave just barely a little bit of the white edge. But now on all of these butterflies, I'm going to ink them, and I'll use that walnut stain to ink around the edges. But just leaving a little bit of white space when you're fussy cutting, I think helps the look of whatever you're fussy cutting out. Because if you go right up against everything and you don't have that edge, I don't know, it gives it just a little bit better dimension whenever you start adding it onto your project. So I've almost got this beautiful butterfly cut out. I'm getting very close to the edges of the wings here though, because its wingspan is going to be almost bigger than the circles I've cut out. So I just want it to fit well on there. And then get my walnut stain back again. Really ink up those antennae so you don't see all of that white space. Oh yeah, that one's going to look really good on that. So let's make decisions. This one is the smallest, and then these two are runners up for smallest butterfly that I cut out. And so I want it on like the prettiest background so that you can see more of it. Ooh, I like that one. I like that one on that one. And then this blue one, I really like that background, but that one just didn't go well on that one. Let's see where this one will go. I like it on that one. You got kind of like a 4 edge on that one. Pretty. And then here's the other smaller one. If you put the smaller ones on the prettiest background, you can see more of that background. I like it on that one. And I think I want to put this blue one on the background that's got the ladies on it. The Victorian ladies. There's that blue one. And then this one is brown. Got a little bit of blue and some tan in it. I think maybe Yep, I like that. I really like this one on that one. This one is kind of like a mint green color. Pretty. And then we've got yellow. And then we've got brown. I think I like that brown one there. Let's ink this one. Ooh, my fingers are crazy inky. And that one there. Oh, those are pretty. I like these, y'all. Okay, let's get these butterflies put on. Some of these need a little something. So I'm going to get my black Sharpie pen and just do squiggly line around the edge, right about where the ink I put around the edges stops. Okay, I'm going to meet that line and then go around and squiggle just a little bit more on the next pass through, just so that it doesn't look intentional. I like that, kind of like a sew line. I really like that. I like how that looks. It kind of finishes it off. So I said some of them. I might end up putting squiggly lines on all of them because that looks so good. Okay, I've got my lines drawn around all of them. And now I'm going to punch my hole. I'm going to go pretty close to the top and right above the butterfly. And then we're going to put on our bulb clips and make our little charms. So we could add little scraps of paper up here if we wanted to. Little word label attached to this, but I really like these as is. So let's go ahead and punch the rest of our holes and just make sure you're close to the top and right above the butterfly. And then use whatever color bulb clip you would like to. I have some antique, I have silver, I have copper colored, so all colors and finishes on these bulb clips. And you can pull them apart as much as you need before adding them on. They shape up pretty well, so like if you need to get it onto the circle a little bit easier, and then clip it together, and then you can push it together as much as you need. Okay, in just a second I will show you how I would use these in journals. Just finished putting on all of these clips. Oh, I'm loving these. Very simple, and we used scraps and we used free digitals. So all you need is some bulb clips and some decoupage to make your master board. I've tried using regular liquid glue when I'm making a masterboard. That was in the very beginning when I first heard about masterboards, and it just doesn't work as well. It dries too quickly. Decoupage is going to give you a slower dry time, but it gives you enough time to get all of your pieces put on without everything drying before you get it done. And these are cute. I just love them. Love, love, love them. All right, if you have a journal that's got a bigger spine, see this one, this is a tassel that I made, and I do have a video about that, and I just attached it to a bulb clip and attached that to the spine of this journal. So you could easily add, oh, that looks cute. That one's even cuter on that journal. It's got some green in it. So I will attach this one onto this one. I love that. But you could attach these to pockets in your journals. You could attach these to the actual pages in your journal. So this is just a little soft cover that's got a cardstock cover to it, and you could punch a hole here and add that to that tuck. That would be too cute. And have something extra there, or if you have some kind of paper bag or something like that in your journal, and y'all know that I like adding paper bags to my journal, you could attach that to the top of that pocket. Just punch your hole and add that to the top like that, or add it to the edge of your page like that. Just punch your hole far enough down that you're not going to get any rips, you know, in your paper. But these are too cute. I loved making these. I love making masterboards anyways, and I needed to use up some scraps that were in my little scrap bowl. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it, that's for sure. And that is just too cute. I hope that you make some of these. And if you do, make sure to tag me, Melina Pylant, in your pictures or your videos, whatever you make or do, or in, you know, wherever you put them on social media too. Just make sure that your privacy settings are public so that I can find you and leave you some love. And you could also use the hashtag #MScrapbusters on this project too, because we use scraps. Y'all have a great day. I hope you come back and see me in another video, and make sure to subscribe and leave me some love in the comments below. Love y'all. You are my people. God bless. Bye y'all.